everyone. It's March 13th. It is about 1:45 in the afternoon on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. We're starting this walk today at Bloor Street and Yonge, and we're going to be going south along Yonge to Queen Street, and then we're going to walk east along Queen Street. So it was about 0 when I left the house today, but there is a bit of a wind chill. But you can see how busy it is down here. Now, it's been a while since I've been down here on a weekend. So it just seems a little bit busier than last time I was down this neighborhood, which was probably several weeks ago. So I'm going to angle the camera up. You can see this condo that's being developed. It's going to be a big one. Now, what used to sit on this corner was a 2-story, or maybe it was a 3-story building, and what occupied the majority of the space of that building was a clothing store called Stollery's. And it had quite a good reputation. I don't know whatever happened to the store. I think the store was vacated because of that location being torn down and to make way for that big condo site. But as far as I know, it did not relocate anywhere else in the city. They had men's clothing on the bottom and women's on the 2nd floor and the 3rd, I think. Pretty sure there was a 3rd floor as well. So it had been a staple in Toronto for many years. I just assume that the people that own Stollery's got a pretty good buyout package and are hopefully retiring in the lap of luxury. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been down here. So we are walking south on Yonge. I'm walking on the east side of the street. I think I might cross over to the west side just because it's pretty sunny out, and wouldn't you know it, I forgot my sunglasses again. So I expect it to be pretty busy along Yonge Street, but I don't necessarily expect, oh no, Queen probably will be busy as well because the Eaton Center is open. So this store here on the corner, we can see that it's shut. It used to be a Payless store. And again, I hope it's shut because for reasons unrelated to COVID. Because I would suspect that this would be a pretty busy location. So there's no real purpose in today's walk other than to get downtown and see how busy downtown is. But it is a pretty nice day. People wanting to get out. And you know, there's spring is in the air, so I'm sure a lot of people are pretty antsy to get outside, stretch their legs, and take in some of that fresh, less cooler air. I've walked down Yonge Street from home. I live in the Yonge, Davisville, Yonge Eglinton area. And the reason why I say Young Davisville and Young Eglinton, I kind of live right in the middle of those two streets. So anyhow, my husband and I, when we left the house, we went to the new local liquor store, and it just opened up this week, and we picked up a few things. The funny thing is, I think we bought about 5 or 6 bottles of wine, but that will do us for the year. Usually I will start my glass, but then my husband ends up finishing my wine. So so we went into the liquor store, bought what we needed, and then my husband went home, and I proceeded to walk down here, down to Bloor, to start my video. I've walked Yonge Street, I think I mentioned. I've walked it so many times. So when I first moved to Toronto, my first job was on Bloor Street, and I lived on Broadway Avenue, just north of Eglinton. Let's quickly make this walk. And I worked right down on University Avenue. I didn't walk to work. I would always take the subway. But I would always walk home, and I would walk up University to Bloor and either walk straight up Avenue or cross over to Yonge and walk up Yonge. But a lot of the times I would make my way to Yonge and walk up Yonge at the end of the day, and I was always looking forward to the end of the day. Partially, of course, because it's the end of the workday, but also because I was so looking forward to my walk home, especially during the summer. There has been a lot of changes along Yonge, but a lot of things have stayed the same as well. And what I mean by that is a lot of the original buildings have remained intact. But this right here on the corner, I'll angle the camera up. This is new. And when I say new, I mean within the last 5 or 10 years, maybe. Oh, that Starbucks is closed. Oh, that's too bad. That's sad. So angling the camera up, if you look in the skyline, there's one building still under construction, and the one right beside it looks pretty darn new.
Trust me, I remember people. Fuck.
Now this convenience store has always been here, since I've been here. at that new build, those two new builds, those are real new. What used to be where those new builds are, we're heading towards that direction right now. But the buildings that were there before were very similar to these ones. Again, only a few stories. And there were several independent businesses there, much like what we see here. I suspect that there's going to be commercial on the main floors. It is fairly windy out today. Mind you, not quite as windy as it was for the last 2 days. Now here's another notice for this location. 59 stories, 500 residences. Retail at the street level. A community hub on the second floor. And the retail and the residential sits above them. Wow. Let's see if we can back up and see a bit of that. Oops, sorry about that. So this is coming down. So it is pretty windy. I'm hoping that the audio is okay. Wow, 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 wow. Look at that. Oh, sorry about that. Some of those buildings that pre-existed were pretty run down. There's the YMCA just right down the road there. We're heading towards College Street. College Street is a major east-west thoroughfare, quite popular. There's another big build happening here. Downtown Toronto, here we come. Oh, the Toronto Film School is here. This is the Yorkville location. We are a little bit south of Yorkville. That's new. This building is new. Oh, maybe, yeah, I think so. No, maybe not. No, maybe not. It looks different on the outside. So there's on the post just up ahead here, looking up. This is downtown. So we are officially downtown. So here we are on College. We're looking west. And now we're looking east. There's Timmy's. Oh, I wonder what's going on here. You can see the, must be road work that they're doing here. And south on Yonge is just down to one lane. Now there is a meridian in the middle of the street. I'm wondering if they're expanding it. It kind of looks like they might be. And here is, just want to point this out. This is College Park, and this is the Carlu. So it's the Carlu is an event venue. I think it's pretty poshy. I've never been there, I don't think. I don't think so. But College Park is pretty cool. It's got like a grocery store. Of course, there's subway stations there. It's got all kinds of shops. I remember when I first moved here, would come to College Park to shop, and there just seemed to be more things of interest for me. It's been a while since I've been here, but I never really go into College Park anymore, even pre-pandemic. But look at the cool doors. Like, this is so cool. The doors and the metalwork inside. Yeah, downtown looks pretty busy. Wow, look at the lineup. I wonder if that's a lineup to get into Marshall's maybe, or Bed Bath & Beyond perhaps. Now I'm glad I'm not doing any of that kind of stuff. Not doing any errands today, just out for a walk. Now we're coming up to a building just across the street. I want to point that out. So it was not a very tall building. You can see here, but they've kept the facade. So the exterior facade is intact. And I don't know what they're building there. We're on Gerrard Street. That Barclay Jewelry right on the corner there has been there since I've been in Toronto for the last 32 years. Excuse me. Now there's Ryerson University. Oh, here's another notice. The changes proposed for this site. What's happening? Look how big that is. Restoration. Yeah, so it's going to be 74 stories. Office and retail. Am I missing anything? I don't see anything here about being a condo. Or, you know, residences. Interesting though. Wow, so we're gonna cross the street and look at that from across the street, see what that might look like. Yeah, so you can see it's only 2 stories. They've already started digging across the way there. That's going to be part of this corner build here. Don't know what it is going to be though. Wow, that's a lot of real estate right there. That is going to be erected. Probably be done within 5 years, I would think. That seems to be at the maximum amount of time that I notice these big builds going up. It takes around 5 years, roughly. Here's still part of Ryerson University here. Ryerson's right in the heart of downtown. Right there where it's either right where the Five Guys, where you can see that signage, it says Five Guys across the street, or right next door to it used to be is it H&M, that record, that music store, or is it H&M? But that was there. I don't know, it's been gone now for several years. Now we're coming upon Dundas, which is a seriously busy pocket, Yonge and Dundas. So there's like a little plaza area. And then the Eaton Center is here too. And of course the Eaton Center is very popular. Also very much a tourist attraction. Busy, busy, busy. What pandemic? So we're looking east on Dundas.
And thou shalt be saved, and thy house.
Looking west, or east rather.
Unto him the word of the Lord, and to all that were in his house.
So it looks like there's a lineup to get into the Eaton Center. Now I'm wondering if it's to get into the Eaton Center or a specific store. No, it must be to get into the Eaton Center. There's the plaza. Sometimes there's events on that plaza. But usually there's a lot of tables where people can sit down and just enjoy the outdoors. Wow, very long lineup. So you can see now that we're south of Dundas. There's a lot of little, kind of fast food, sort of takeout restaurants as we go. Game store, there's the Edinburgh Theatre. So the Edinburgh Theatre, I guess, had Hamilton there. We saw it Hamilton. It was on, I don't know where we saw it. We saw it on TV, but I don't know if it was Crave or Netflix or what it was. But so this is Nordstrom. We're peeking in the window of Nordstrom. Oh, so I guess people go in here. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I remember when the Eaton Center, there were spots along here were actually open. Like you could get into businesses from the street here, but that has long since changed. I remember because there was a hamburger joint called Toby's, and they had like the best French fries. Some afternoon entertainment. Now we're coming upon a really old building. There's two of them actually, and where you can see the pillars and look at all the work. Now I don't know, you're not going to be able to see that well. Let me get in a better position. But I remember on top of one of the windows it says dentist. So that just goes to show back in the day, they put these names in cement. I wonder if it was this one. So they're keeping this building. I mean, it's just incredible. Look at the work on that building. I so wish you can, hope that you can see that. That's been vacant for a really long time, that building. And then there's, now this is new, this glass piece, this is new. That's like really new, really new. And here, it's not quite the same, doesn't have the same amount of detail on the exterior, but where it says the Canadian Bank of Commerce, I don't think the bank, I don't think a branch exists there anymore, but the structure does. So it says here, oh, the bank was established in 1867, and the building was erected in 1905. And it says that up at the very top, right beside where the naming of the bank is. It says that it's for lease on the middle floor. is, oh, this is the Elgin Winter Gardens Theater. Look, it's all boarded up. We've seen a few performances in that theater. It's quite lovely inside. And there's this lineup here, I think, is for HomeSense. I guess there's a big sale or something. So we're coming up to Queen. I remember coming downtown when I first moved to Toronto 32 years ago, and you know, I was coming down for an interview, and every time I'd emerge from the subway, I never knew which way I was going. I had a map with me, of course, but I remember one time I was looking at the map, and a fella said to me, what are you looking for? I said, I don't know. Well, this is typical of me. But anyway, I said, I don't know which way is south and which way is north. I need to go south. And he said, always look down when you can see the water, then you're going south. So I'm going to cross the street here because there's a great big lineup here. I think it's to get into the Eaton Center. Because now we're looking down Yonge, and I guess where he showed me on the map, or showed me where it was around here, but I think it's a little bit further south where I could actually see the like the hill going down. It's not really a hill, it's just a slight decline down Yonge Street to get down to the water. So we're looking east on Queen Street. We're now at Saks. So right across the street there, where you can see those windows and the Louis Vuitton on the Louis Vuitton awning, that used to be all open. And right beyond those windows, those windows never existed, but there was like a revolving door to get into the bay. So here we're at Queen Street. And we are going to walk west on Queen for a bit. Now you can see the skywalk. Looks like there's a lineup for people that were in the bay or Saks on this side, crossing over. That's the second story, crossing over to get into the Eaton Center. So there's a lineup for that as well. Oh my goodness, look at the lineup. Oh wow, and there's a big lineup down here to get into the bay. So what we're gonna do is, we are not gonna go there. We're gonna cross the street here. And we're gonna continue to walk west on Queen for a bit. I should press the crosswalk, otherwise who knows how long I'll be waiting here. It is busy, it is noisy, And it is windy down here, so I'm hoping that my audio is coming through okay, not too distorted. Busy. So it's been a year. The last time we were out before the pandemic hit, where it was a regular, I guess part of a regular weekend, was this time last year, and everything shut down on the Sunday, and that Sunday was the 15th, because I do remember clearly being out and about on the 14th, which was a Saturday, and doing what I needed to do in preparation for the lockdown. So for me, it will be a year tomorrow. Since life was sort of normal. Now this building right here, this is the old City Hall. The original City Hall. Let's angle up. I think business still is conducted in this building. I'm not sure what though. So here's Bay Street. So Bay Street in Toronto is like the financial hub of Toronto. And then just across the street here, we're going to be looking at the new City Hall. I don't know when the new City Hall was erected. But they're skating out there in the winter. Now I wonder if they're skating. Yeah, there are people I think skating right now. But it is a nice building. I mean, you'll see it. You'll see the structure, and it is certainly a landmark in Toronto, and an interesting structure. I do like it. Not everybody does, but that's okay. And when I was working down here, one of the places I did also work down right downtown. I used to, and just down the block and around the corner. And I would come here and skate sometimes at lunchtime. So I was sitting all day. I would walk home at the end of the day, but it was still a nice way to break up the day and get the blood flowing again and come out for a skate. Yeah, that's nice to see people skating. Now this fencing here was never here before. It's just a pre-pandemic, or just a pandemic thing. Now this might be familiar to, I think of this and I just remember when the Raptors won the NBA championship, and there was a big to-do down here. Never came down, watched it on TV, but it was a pretty exciting time. Very exciting for the city, for Canada. So here's City Hall. Now, if I remember, there used to be a lot of green trees and stuff. Well, maybe, probably still is, but it's all brown looking because it's still winter. No green leaves yet. Oh, there is a bride and groom. Wow. She's gotta be freezing. That's so exciting. So exciting. Wow. That is so cool. That is so cool. Happy day, happy day, happy day. Again, this fencing wasn't here pre-pandemic. And there's the old City Hall across the way there. And then at the old City Hall, looking up, you can see the clock tower. And there's the Toronto sign in the distance. Toronto sign in the distance. I guess they only allow so many people on the ice because normally it's a lot busier, of course, pre-pandemic. So just ahead of us here are these food trucks, and ever since I've been in Toronto, there's been food trucks along this part of the street. There's another one just down there. But during the weekday, they'd be lined up and really busy, because everybody from the offices would come to Queen Street and get their truck food. Well, the Sheraton Hotel is under renovation, big time. Now maybe it's just on that side of the street. I'm not sure if the hotel is still operational. Looking up, I still see, I do see curtains in the windows. So I suspect that they're still in operation, that it's not all under renovation, just street level maybe. Here's parking for City Hall. Now, I don't remember what this structure is in here. I should know what it is. Let's see if we can get in here. Trespass private property. Can I get in here? I can. Yes, I can get in here. Ooh. You know what? I don't think I've ever been in here. But I've always really liked it. I can remember back seeing an episode of Street Legal from the 90s where two of the lawyers in Street Legal were walking through here. And it was a beautiful summer day. Of course, things were a lot greener than they are now. But, yeah, it's nice to be here. Okay, this it says Osgood Hall. Okay, that's the French side. Let's see what this is. In 1829 to 32, the Law Society of Upper Canada erected the east wing of this imposing building, named after William Osgoode, the province's first Chief Justice. The Regency structure housed law courts and judicial offices and provided accommodation for lawyers and students. It was severely damaged during the 6 years in which provincial troops were stationed here following the rebellion of 1837. Plans for its reconstruction were drawn up by Henry Bloor, an accomplished Toronto architect, and in 1844 to 1846, the west and central portion were erected, and the east wing remodeled. In 1857 to 1860, the celebrated architectural firm of Cumberland and Storm rebuilt the center section, later extended and renovated. Osgood Hall remains one of the finest examples of Victorian classical architecture in Canada. Let's go have a poke around. So there's cobblestone here. It's funny how I've never come in here before now. Inspired by today's walk. Inspired by my viewers. All four of you. So you can see in the distance the skyline looking to the east. Oh, this is such a fine city. I didn't know this was Osgood Hall. I must have known that this was Osgood Hall. For some reason, I thought it was located right on the campus grounds of U of T. So we're looking at Queen Street, and there's the Opera House, where you can see just beyond, across the street there's the Opera House. That was erected about 15 years ago. So this is concluding today's walk. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. A great day to be out. And please consider subscribing to my channel and smashing that like button. That'd be much appreciated. Thank you again for joining me. I look forward to you joining me in my next video. This is Boomer Girl Walking, signing off.